There is no more influential spot for a church culture than the pulpit. And as a result, I think what shapes in terms of pulpit communication and what things are important to the pastor and what's communicated begin to shape and significantly impact the life of the church. So applying the scriptures to prayer in a person's individual life, applying it to the culture of the church in terms of what does it mean to be a praying people, identifying for the ways that people could pray about something, or for that matter, frankly, just getting a high and elevated view of God so that people are inclined to prayer. Because, Daniel has said, and I've really embraced it, that the only enduring motive for prayer is that God is worthy to be sought. So the higher we get God up in our minds and our hearts and our affections, the more inclined we are to pray. Which is why the reverse is also true, that when we're desperate and the legs have been kicked out from underneath us, we realize, man, I need the Lord because I'm desperate for Him. So either our bruising or God's glory helps us to see how beautiful He is, and that tends to increase our appetite for prayer. Some other things that we do is we have a week-long emphasis on prayer at the beginning of the year. So typically, the first sermon of the year, we start out with prayer because it's the thing that all of our people know they should be doing. And as we come to the first of the year, it's a good time to kind of have a reset. Additionally, encouraging our people to come to our monthly prayer gathering where we meet together and seek the Lord's face in community. And then just by virtue, even from a pastoral prayer standpoint, I know a number of churches, there is no pastoral prayer in the context of Sunday morning. Maybe it's a 5 or 6 second prayer between songs, but figuring out what does that really look like in the life of the church, that pastors are really leading their congregation, praying for people, and then also figuring out how do we then call the church by virtue of our praying together to have this kind of prayer begin to get into their soul such that they become a praying people.